do a COVID log here. It is April 16th. I believe this is the 23rd log to the numbers. World deaths are at 148,989, so almost 150,000 there. World cases are at 2.2 million. United States deaths are at close to 35,000 now. It's 34,723. U.S. cases, 680,541. New York deaths are at 16,106. That's a big jump from my last video because the CDC wanted a count of how many people didn't die in a hospital, people that died in a nursing home or just died at home from COVID. So I went through all those records and everything and added it to that number, so that's why you see it where it is. New York cases, 226,198. I think New Jersey is somewhere around 70,000. Nobody's close to where we are. We're still the most infected state and the most infected country. My county, we've remained at 10 deaths. We have 102 cases, 76 in mandatory quarantine. So yesterday we had 606 die in New York. That's out of the 700s. So that's pretty good, I guess. Yesterday there were 752 deaths, so 606. I'll take it, I guess. We're now coordinating with other states. I think I've mentioned this before, us and our surrounding states are coordinating to reopen at the same time. There's obviously going to be interstate travel between the states, so they kind of have to come together and open by region, and most regions around the country are doing a similar kind of thing. They did mention a mass disinfection before opening, and we saw that done in China, whereas people with hazmat suits were in teams with disinfectant tanks, just going and spraying down the streets, the benches, subways, buses, all that kind of stuff, just sanitizing the whole city. Just as another step before we get to the new normal, and that's what nobody ever says. We're gonna get back to normal. That's normal is a phased out phrase. You don't hear it anymore. Everybody refers to getting to a new normal. That's the way it's said now. And what will the new normal be? It may be you go out to dinner and your waiter or waitress is wearing gloves. They're handing you a disposable menu, all kinds of things like that. And we may see these things, a lot of people are saying, into 2022, so that's the next 2 years. For us, the mask order was issued. You will have to wear a mask outside the home. That's to go into effect tomorrow at 8 p.m. p.m. And some upsetting news is our shutdown here in the state of New York was extended to May 15th. So we've been at this already for 46 days. Now we have 30 more days to go, so another month on lockdown. President came on and he announced different phases as far as reopening, which is left up to the state governors to do as far as any kind of timeline. But it was 3 different phases. Basically, phase 1 would be some people could return to work, and they're urging employers to do that slowly. 10% of the workforce, then maybe 20%, and so on. But social distancing at work will have to remain in place, so if you can't do that, you can't open. Workers have to be able to work 6 feet apart, wear masks, etc. Everything else is basically the same. Shelter in place, travel ban, all that kind of stuff. No non-essential travel. Yeah, everything else the same. Just some people can start to go to work. Then, I think it was 2 weeks, they said if you do that for 2 weeks and you don't see a spike in cases, you can go to phase 2, which is some public places will be open. They're talking about restaurants and gyms could open. But then you would also still have to remain 6 feet apart. I don't know how you do that at a restaurant. Maybe only certain tables can be open. I'm not really sure how that would work. Gyms, everything would have to be spaced out. But some things, could be done. And you would be allowed to travel for non-essential travel. In phase 1, you could be out in groups of up to 10. Phase 2, you can travel and you can be allowed to be in groups up to 50. So even in phase 2, when we're shut down for another month, so I don't even know when we would ever see this, but you're still not talking, no concerts or sporting events or things like that. Nothing like that. Phase 3 would be the new normal. We're going to see everything fully open, but there's still going to be guides, rules in effect. Imagine masks or gloves. It's going to change the way every business operates. Because they say a vaccine is 12 to 18 months away. That's when this is over. Until then, we're going to be living what is the new normal. Another upsetting thing, there's so many people filing for unemployment. I think they've had like 22 million people now file for unemployment. And they were getting small business loans out to people so that they can stay up and running. However, that has run completely dry. There is no small business program left. They're completely out of money. So a lot of businesses are just screwed. That's it. Anything personal to add? Not really. Just feels like it's been forever, and we got another month before we can even look at trying out this phase one, which doesn't change anything for me. So that's that.